If you're wanting to rank higher on Amazon for some pretty competitive keyword phrases, then keep watching this video because I'm about to be talking with Tilley from ZonGuru, and he's gonna be sharing a strategy on how to go about targeting higher search volume keyword phrases in an indirect way. Basically, by targeting keyword phrases that your competitors are not, you can fill in that gap there to then get some conversions going and ultimately rank higher for those higher volume short tail keyword phrases. So let's go ahead and jump into the details, starting with me first telling you who I am, and then I'm gonna bring on John and he can tell you who he is. So if you don't know me, my name is Ian Smith and I run an Amazon marketing agency called Evolve Media Agency. At EMA, we focus highly on Amazon sellers and helping them boost up the conversion rates of their Amazon listing product pages. We do this by redoing all of the product photos, videos, and copy and really revamping it so that it is as best as it possibly can be, checking all the boxes that we need to check for those shoppers when they're making their comparisons from your ASIN to all your competing ASINs. We also build out Amazon storefronts, we build out the brand story section, we build EBC A+ content sections, graphic design, we edit videos to run as TikTok ads and sponsored PPC video ads. So if you're needing help with boosting up the conversion rates of your Amazon listing product pages, or if you want to scale up your Amazon business and overall sell more, then please do book a free consulting call with me by going to emaamz.com. The first thing on this call that I want to show you is how to actually find your ASIN's conversion rate, and then we can talk about how to go about getting that number higher and what that's going to do to your PPC ad performance. All right, so now let's jump into the video and let me introduce you to John with ZonGuru. What's up, John? Thanks for jumping on this video with me, man.
Yeah, and what's up? Good to see you. We've done this before, but I'm always happy to jump in and do more with you.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a year and a half or something, a long time ago. But yeah, tell us, if the folks don't know you watching, who are you and what do you work for?
Yeah, I'm John. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ZonGuru. I hope everyone here has heard of us. We're a data analyst tool for Amazon sellers. Essentially, our core focus of tools is around the operational side of your business. How do you get better ranking? How do you get better keywords? How do you drive your sales? And then how do you actually manage, all of those store listings and ensure that you're, on top of your alerts and you're remaining profitable.
Gotcha. Okay. And in this video, we're going to specifically focus in on the keywords on fire feature or tool inside of ZonGuru, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what this tool does and why it's so awesome?
Yeah, we have over 17 different tools right now to help you at each part of your Amazon business, and we're connected to, I think it's 10 different marketplaces. So it's always good, I think, on these kind of sessions to focus on one specific tool. And the one that I want to focus on today is Keywords on Fire. It's probably our flagship tool. And it's the one that is, from an industry perspective, probably the best keyword, in the marketplace. And this is mostly feedback from, very specialist agencies, experts, enterprise brands, and aggregators that all use this tool and the Listing Optimizer tool to really ensure that their listings are the best optimized from a keyword perspective. So this specific tool and where it stands out from other tools in the marketplace is what we've coined as what I call contextual SEO. And what I mean by that is we've always, from a business perspective, the questions we want to answer is, hey, what are the best keywords to have in your listing or PPC, right? That's what most tools do in the space. The second question on that is, what's best for, when I say best, what are the ones that most customers are typing into Amazon, right? That's number one. Number two, what's best for the algorithm? What is the algorithm really looking for and is most relevant for the algorithm? That's kind of covered by most tools. The third one is what we've been doing for a long time, which is understanding where are your competitors focusing, right? Where do they mostly look? What are the keywords they're trying to own, both from an organic and a PPC perspective? And more importantly, where are the gaps? Where are they not focusing? What has decent search volume? And what could I potentially own that my competitors aren't actually owning right now? And that's where we really stand out in our tool and the views in our tool and what we call contextual SEO, which is like, it's in context. It's not just what's good search volume. It's like, what is good for the algorithm? What's good for, what are customers actually looking for? And importantly, where are your competitors focusing and how do you beat them? And that's what Keywords on Fire does.
Tell us a little bit about your thoughts and opinion on short tail versus long tail and high search volume versus low search volume keyword phrases.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word that springs to mind is relevancy, right? From an algorithmic perspective, or from a basic perspective, what relevancy means is that when a customer searches for that term, short tail or long tail, and your product is shown, are they clicking on it? And more importantly, are they converting on it? And if they convert on it and there's a higher conversion rate, the algorithm is going to love you, and you're going to get more traffic, and your organic is going to raise, all right? And PPC has an impact on that, right? If you have decent PPC campaigns, it's going to help you with your organic conversion, or your organic ranking based on conversions as well. So it's a balance, I would say, and it really depends on the marketplace and your competitors. But I would say, at a high level, yes, you want to have every short tail, high volume keyword in your listing, right? It's important because you want to try and index for as many of those as possible. And if you can get improve your organic ranking on some of those shorter tail, high volume, that's amazing. Your business will take off. But what's really important in that process is to understand what are the longer tail relevant terms that has decent search volume that you can have in your listing that you can own that maybe your competitors aren't focused on. And why that's important is if you can show the algorithm, hey, that you are converting at a better rate than your competitors, and maybe your competitors don't even have that keyword in their listing, but you can show some decent conversion rate there. What happens is the algorithm will say, hey, let's send you more traffic on those, but it kind of creates a halo effect where we see that it starts to help some of those shorter tail, more competitive, higher volume keywords get better ranking, right? So it's kind of like you're kind of backdooring it, right? Where you're coming in, you're saying, hey, I'm owning these keywords, my competitors don't. I'm getting decent conversion rate. The algorithm goes like, hey, that's pretty interesting. Great, let's send more traffic there. And then all of a sudden, some of those shorter tail, high volume keywords will start to rank. So, at the end of the day, your whole business is around conversion rates and getting seen and getting conversion rates, and doing that better than your competitors, and obviously price, images, all that stuff plays into it. But understanding, what are those keywords you can own versus your competitors is really an important step. And you can use that in your listing and obviously in your PPC as well.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, as far as let's just walk through a real world example. So let's say that there are short tail keyword phrases, and naturally shorter tail is going to be higher volume than longer tail, right? So you may rank, let's say if you're a new product or even an established product, you may rank, let's say on page 5 or 6, if you're in a highly competitive space or niche, you may rank pretty far back on the short tail keywords. So they may not even get to your actual listing page because you're so deep in the search results. But if you actually target longer tail keyword phrases and you're ranking higher for those, even with your PPC ads, targeting long tail keyword phrases, then you can start driving conversions. That way, maybe you have a really great offer. So that would ultimately help your organic ranking for those shorter tail keywords. But is there any secret sauce to potentially skipping over that longer tail keyword route and ranking and just trying to rank best for the shorter tail keyword phrases without having to bid super high on PPC? Is there any kind of secrets?
I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of secrets, right? And there's other ways of going after the shorter tail keywords, outside traffic, various ways of doing that. I think the most important thing at a high level with your listing and your business is to ensure that you have as many short tail and longer tail keywords in your listing, right? But you have a really good understanding of what is the most relevant terms, both short and long tail, that are most important to you. And obviously, the higher up you put that in your listing, the better quality score that you have matched between your listing and your PPC. And for those relevant terms that you can actually convert, that's going to drive your business for the long term, right? And I think Amazon is going to give you've got to understand that whenever you're launching a product or relaunching a product, Amazon's going to give you a shot, across a variety of keywords. And they're going to look for what is the most relevant for your business based on how you've created your listing. And as long as the algorithm gives you a shot and you can convert, right, because you have a good listing, a price, all of that kind of stuff, you will start to get more traffic there. So I think the short answer on that is you have to make sure you have your basics right, which is listing, images, everything, and product, so you can really convert. And then you have to have a good understanding of from a keyword perspective, what's relevant for your business. What are the short tail? What are the longer tail? Where are your competitors focused? And then as you run more PPC, understanding what is the research keywords, but what are the true ones that people are typing in that really result in a conversion, right? And as long as you can understand that, you can slowly work with the algorithm and make sure that from a PPC, a listing perspective, you understand and you're really optimized for the ones that truly convert. And then you have the ones for discovery, including your listing as well.
Okay, gotcha. Now, just real quick, tell me your thoughts on keyword stuffing, because I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he was telling me like they try to hit like 100 keywords in their listing, and I was thinking, wow, that's a lot. That borderline seems like stuffing because you only have so much space for the title, the bullet points, and then maybe a little bit of keyword space in the EBC area. And so I was like, well, dang it. I mean, it seems like keyword stuffing. What are your thoughts, John, on keyword stuffing? Do you think Amazon will ding you for trying to go overboard and trying to put a bunch of short and long tail keywords in your listing?
Yeah, there's different views again on this, right? Some of the views I've heard is like, hey, you should keyword stuff your title for your launch. And then as you start to get more traction, you unstuff your title and you kind of move the keywords into the rest of your listing. What we do on our side, and people who use our tool, the listing optimizer and Keywords on Fire, we're seeing an 88% increase in sales over time on average, right? So that's a significant number. It's almost 2x, right? So I think the way that we do it is right, because we see increases in sales across our customers. And the way that we approach it is on average, there's maybe 300, probably less, maybe more around that 100 mark, but there's about 100, good quality relevant phrases that you should have within your listing. That's really going to matter to your sales, right? There's 100 to 300, somewhere around there. You're going to index for a bunch more because it can be well over 1,000 because of the exact phrase and broad match across all of those combinations. But I would say that those relevant ones around that between 100 and 300, you can write a decent listing, title, bullets, etc., without overstuffing, without making it not make sense. And as long as you shift your focus from exact match to phrase match, I wouldn't even say broad, I'd say phrase, you will see that you can create a title that will phrase match against those 100 of whatever you got, at least 20 or between 20 and 100, right? Which is really incredible. And we do that quite a lot, where we'll take an overstuffed listing that's got so many exact phrase matches in there, and we'll tweak that to a phrase match. And you can phrase match across all of your most relevant terms. And that seems to work incredibly well with the algorithm. Yeah, you will have some of your main ones as exact phrase matches in there. But if you write your listing well, it's professional, it's written for the audience, your local audience that you've written it for, you have your images and you phrase match and you place those phrase matches in the right kind of order in your listing, you'll see incredible sales. And then importantly, understanding what to put in your back-end search terms is important. And we have an interesting tool as well called Keyword Spotlight, which will show you the back-end search terms for any competitor. So that's kind of a unique tool, but you can go in there and you can actually see, hey, what are people, putting into their back-end search terms? What are your best competitors putting into the back-end search terms? And just making sure you get your back-end search terms right from the beginning, and then you don't play too much with that. You can add more, but don't necessarily take out back-end search terms. That kind of gets funky with the algorithm, right? So short answer is write a professional listing and just make sure that you are phrase matching for your main keywords, and you'll be great. And you can do that in our tool. It'll show you exactly how to do that.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump into the platform and show us this Keywords on Fire tool, and I guess run us through like a quick comps versus your listing, or you were gonna show us like how the competitors stack up against your listing's keyword phrases, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. So I'm on my laptop, so it's going to look a little small. But so from context, just to give you some context, we're taking an example here of exercise bands, right? So these kind of stretchy exercise bands. I'm on .com at the moment. From a context perspective, I've put in one term, exercise bands. There's obviously thousands of variations of what people would type in to find that term. And there's also thousands of ways that your competitors are going to actually organically rank for those terms. So for this main term, exercise bands, right now, we know here's the top organic results, right? Or they're sponsored there. Here's the top organic, they have their badges, etc. From a contextual perspective, you want to understand, which of these competitors, which keywords are they ranking for in their top 25 positions? Where are they focused? But maybe there's a few versions here that I could type in where they're not actually ranking the top 25, and I actually could easily own that keyword and get into the top 25, and that has decent search volume, right? So that's the way of like making sure that wherever customers are typing into Amazon, you have a door on page one that is open and going like, hey, here's my product, right? So, we have just one unique thing. This is our Chrome extension. This is not a great niche. You can kind of see it's a pretty bad score, but this number 1, 2, and 3, there should be a 3 down here and 3 over here. Even though this one is ranking much lower on the organic side, these are the 3 listings that are getting the most clicks and conversions from brand analytics right now. So it's really interesting when you look at this, just because the organic ranking is number 1, 2, and 3, for this specific term right now, exercise bands, these are the 3 listings that are getting the most clicks and conversions right now in this month. So it's important when you're kind of assessing who your biggest competitors are, especially when you do listing optimizer, you can add different competitors and kind of look at their rating versus yours. But understanding who those guys are is kind of interesting from this view.
Okay.
So that's the context. But to go in and show you inside of ZonGuru, this is in Keywords on Fire. I'll show you just a high level how we actually seed the keyword analysis right here. Here's the exercise band right here. But what we're doing is to add by search phrase like exercise band, right? I'll just do exercise band as one thing. You can do multiple seed keywords, especially for if you have multiple buy keywords that people search for. But what this is doing is it's returning the top 25 organic ranking products for that term. You can select some, you can select all. In this case, I'll select all, and then we're doing the analysis. And what the analysis does is, remember when I say context, we do a reverse lookup across these main competitors to understand what are they indexing for and what are those terms. But then we dedupe that with some APIs that we get from Amazon, including brand analytics. The whole idea is to contextually understand what are customers typing into Amazon right now, and then we dedupe that against that list. So the result of that is you're not just looking at keywords that your competitors are indexing for, you're actually understanding what are competitors what are customers actually typing into Amazon, and then we provide a relevancy filter for that so that the terms are really relevant for your business. So you end up with this result that's incredibly strong, very relevant, and most impactful for your business. And that's why aggregators, guys like Adam Runquist, he has our tool integrated into his product, right? And he's done that because of the quality of the data that we have, and there's a very unique way that we get at data.
Now, question for you, John. So with the keywords that tool is going to bring you, you were talking earlier about exact and phrase match. Are those keywords going to be more of exact match keywords, or are they going to be more phrase match, and you could kind of just take that list and just kind of run with it with your listing?
So what it does at a high level is when we return these results, we're going to return the most relevant phrases deduped from competitors and from the other APIs that we have, but then give you the keywords, and it's done on a relevancy basis. So what's most relevant for that seed keyword? There's a competition value in that, and then we have a number of other factors, right? So whether it's broad or exact phrase, this is all exact phrase, and it'll give you the search volume of what people are typing into that keyword. So for example, you have exercise bands. You can see the relevancy score, how much dollars get actually earned from that keyword, search volume. I'll come back to the competitor view. We have a kind of how many units you have to sell to get to page 1, ratings, percentage keyword and title. We have a PPC bid, which is really important when you're targeting keywords. And then we have some brand analytics data in terms of clicks and conversions that you're seeing from the top competitors. And then this contextual competitor view where we show you every single one of the 25 competitors and how they rank up to position 250 for that keyword. Right. So it's a lot of really good data that is very simple. You can just simply upload these, to your listing, and you'll have the best listing pretty much on page 1. Or you could use this to kind of like use filters to really see, hey, can we actually find some of those opportunity keywords that maybe our competitors aren't ranking for? I can save that view, put it into my listing and also into my PPC and get that halo effect happening, right? So it's pretty powerful from that perspective.
Okay.
And I can show a real world example just in a couple of minutes here. Like if we wanted to understand right now, hey, these are the most relevant keywords, but which ones are my top competitors? These are my top competitors right here, number 1, 2, and 3. Which keywords are they not ranking for in the top 25 positions? Right. So it's kind of page 1, but it's like, I want to see all the keywords that my main competitors are not ranking for in the top 25 positions. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, tell me a little bit about the color codes as well. I see the 26 down there is green. I see there's a 5 that's red. Is green mean that's good because they're not ranking in the top 25?
Yeah, it's basically their positional ranking. So if I was on a bigger screen here, I'd be able to see Red means they're really well ranked, so they're red, it's like very competitive. Green means they're less competitive. Dark green, even less competitive. So this is like position 29, he has position 188. Dot means it's over 250, they're not indexing really for it. So it's kind of when you're trying to understand where does that competitor set really focus, you can kind of understand where are they ranking and where they're ranking well or not, right? I think it's gonna be easy if I just show you a quick example of like how I find opportunity keywords.
Yeah, go ahead.
So essentially, these are my top 3 competitors. And when I mean competitors, they are the ones that rank for the most keywords in the top 25 positions right now across that set. What I can do is I can just click here and I can actually exclude them. So I can say, hey, out of all these keywords, I want to filter it so that I see all the keywords that my top competitors do not rank for in the top 25 positions. So I can click him. I can say, hey, he doesn't rank in the top 25. He doesn't rank in the top 25. And he doesn't rank in the top 25. And you can now see there's 109 keywords that my top 3 competitors don't rank for in the top 25 positions. So there's ranking there, but they're not optimized for those keywords, right? So I can do that. And then what I can do is I can just go here and go, okay, well, I also want to make sure that we have decent search volume. So let's make sure we have decent search volume. So I can go, hey, search volume of anything greater than or equal to 2,000. Let's just say that, right? So I'm saying, hey, it's got some search volume, but not zero search volume. So you can see there's already a set of 53 keywords here. And then I can even go further if I want. I can go, hey, I want something that's actually less competitive. So we know ratings is a good indication of competitiveness. So I want keywords that have ratings of less than or equal to, I'm just going to put 2,000, right? Because it's a pretty strong category. Maybe 2,000 is too high. Let's go ratings.
That's the amount of ratings that they actually have, right? So if they have less than 500, 3,000? Wow.
Yeah, so I just did 3,000 right now because it's a big category, right? But what we're saying here is at a high level, these are all the keywords that my main competitors don't rank for in the top 25 positions, my top 3. They have decent search volume of over 2,000. Maybe I would even move this down to 1,000 to give me more keywords. And they have lower ratings in this category of under 3,000. So there's 13 keywords that are really opportunistic keywords, right? Heavy duty resistance bands, long tail, Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Decent search volume, interesting. TheraBand, resistance, leg workout, fitness equipment for women. That's probably not relevant enough. Resistance band anchor, right? So latex free resistance band. So there's all these keywords that if they're relevant for my product, I can actually take these, save them into a unique keyword list, make sure my listing has it, and then run PPC against it and start to get that conversion rate. So, you can play with these filters, go more search volume, you can widen it, kind of look at the keywords, you can exclude certain keywords if there's brands in there. But the reality at the end of the day is you can actually see, hey, these are the keywords my main competitors aren't ranking for, and I can go ahead and target these. And this is a really good strategic exercise for competitive marketplaces where you're trying to either launch a product or kind of reinvent or relaunch your product and get some traffic going for it.
So ultimately, you're able to see where your competitors are not, and then you're trying to fill in that gap of them not being there. Now you're trying to be there with PPC, maybe with some organic targeting as well. Okay, and they're longer tail keyword phrases. It looks like, 3 words, 4 words, some of them. So you start targeting that, you start showing up for those keyword phrases, you should start generating sales, get your conversion rate up, hopefully you get a decent conversion rate there. And then you're gonna start to see an overflow, like we said in the beginning of this video, to the shorter tail keyword phrases, right? After driving some sales to those longer tail keyword phrases?
100%. That's exactly it. And then, obviously there's other ways that you can get in and use this tool. I mean, right now, if I look at the main keywords here, if I wanted to understand, hey, which is the one that I should be targeting in my title, I can look at search volume here and say, hey, if I want to go for resistance bands or exercise bands as my 2 choices, right? This one has decent search volume, but actually high dollars from the keyword. So it's obviously priced a little bit better on exercise bands. Resistance bands has higher search volume, but actually lower dollars from that. And interestingly, exercise bands is average PPC bid is $2.25, and this is $1.52, right? So, I would probably in this case go for resistant bands because it's got high search volume. It's pretty close on the dollars, but actually my overall PPC bid is much lower, right? So I'll be saving more money. I can go. So those are the kind of things you can really do with this tool. You can export it as CSVs. You can do a bunch. You can upload it into your listing optimization. But this is as a contextual SEO tool. Is incredibly powerful.
Okay, awesome. And you have a trial offer, I'd imagine, for ZonGuru?
Yeah, we have a trial offer. And actually, I'm going to give you a unique offer. We have a kind of our researcher plan, which is all our research tools. And then we have our seller plan, which is, MWS connected tools as well as our research tools. But we actually have something that we don't offer publicly, which is just our Keywords on Fire tool, which is it's $19 a month, and you will just get access to the keyword tool. You can always switch and change to the other one, but if you want to really just get in and trial this specific tool, we're going to give you that specific offer, so you can jump in and trial and use the keyword tool for just $19. You have many sessions, you can jump in and you can use it. So it's worthwhile just jumping in and really trying this tool.
And where can I get access to that offer?
I'm going to send you a link, and you can add it onto this, and
Okay.
it's a unique link. So I'll send you a link.
Okay, so link will be down in the description below. All right, well, thanks guys for watching this video. Hopefully you got some value from it. Hopefully you see a little bit of insights into how to rank for those high competitive short tail keyword phrases by first targeting long tail keyword phrases and targeting keywords that your competitors are not. So big thank you, John, for jumping on this video with me. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.